Some call the opulent Marland Mansion in Ponca City the palace on the prairie. Others call it a monument to excess and the exuberance of the Roaring Twenties. It was a time when Oklahoma's oil wells gushed and made people like E.W. Marland ridiculously rich. Marland made his fortune after striking a deal to drill for oil on the 101 Ranch near Ponca City. When his wells started coming in, Marland Oil was born. At one time, the company controlled 10% of the world's oil reserves. And while his gushers spewed black gold, Marland sank millions into building one of the finest homes ever imagined. David Keithley runs the mansion, which is now owned by Ponca City and open to the public for tours.
It is a little over the top and is one of the most magnificent homes in America. It is the largest home in Oklahoma. If you count inflation, it's the most expensive home ever built in Oklahoma, and it is recognized as one of America's palaces and is a National Historic Landmark.
The 43,000 square foot mega mansion was built in the mid-1920s. Today it would cost $65 million or more to replicate. Its exterior is modeled after the Davanzoni Palace in Italy.
The exterior is almost overwhelming when you first drive up because it is so huge and imposing.
It's constructed of limestone quarried on the site. The roof is Italian red clay tile. It has 10 bedrooms, more than a dozen baths, and 3 kitchens, including one equipped for entertaining on a massive scale. The whole mansion was very high-tech for its day.
What was extremely cutting edge was that this house had central heat and central air conditioning, and the ductwork for the air conditioning system can still be seen. We actually still use that ductwork today.
Incredible. How many other places would have had air conditioning at that time?
Maybe a handful.
Inside and out, it's elaborately decorated with carvings, antiques, paintings, and ornate furnishings and finishes.
He hired the best artists from around the world. Since it basically is an Italian Renaissance villa, most were Italian.
The archways above the staircase are decorated with faux mosaics painted over 22-karat gold leaf, so they glow. And the eyes of these nightlight owls are real rubies. Almost every room features a different country or continent.
You'll see a lot of different European cultures and influences, but you'll also see Asian, particularly Chinese influences throughout the mansions.
The main dining room is Elizabethan English.
The first thing you notice is the beautiful wood paneling. It's pollard oak. Mr. Marland had permission from the King of England to use oak from the royal forest. The wood was cut, shipped to America. Each piece was hand cut or hand chiseled, numbered, and then shipped to Ponca City and assembled on the walls of this dining room. And the really interesting thing about that is there are no nails, pegs, or screws anywhere in the room. This is all a tongue and groove puzzle that was put together on the walls, allowed to dry, and then locked into place. The ceiling is really an architectural wonder. This is a molded plaster ceiling. It's called a coffered ceiling because it has a lot of molding details in it. The interesting feature was that it was molded at table level or bench level, allowed to dry, and then hoisted on chains and cables to a steel grid system and suspended from that upper super system.
The ballroom features Waterford crystal chandeliers that were already antiques when installed. And its gold-leafed ceiling would cost $2 million to redo today. Tomorrow, we'll meet the family this magnificent home was built for and discover why so many of their personal possessions have been returned to what is now a public house. In Ponca City, I'm Kathy Tatum, the Oklahoma News Report.